The problem was never me. The problem was the power I kept handing to other people without even noticing. It's not what happens that changes us. It's what we decide to do next. Their words belong to them. My response belongs to me. So I whisper, let them. And I return to what's mine to do. There are days when life feels like a constant test of patience, aren't there? Someone interrupts us mid-sentence. A colleague takes credit for the work we stayed up all night finishing. We tell ourselves not to care, but our minds keep replaying the scene anyway. And then comes that quiet realization. I can't control this. Not really. That's the moment this book is about. Today we open The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. A book about the freedom that begins when we stop spending our energy on what we can't control and finally start returning it to where it belongs, ourselves. Mel Robbins is one of the voices in modern self-growth. Her TED Talk inspired millions, and her books, The 5-Second Rule and The High Five Habit, help people across the world take small, practical steps toward change. And now, with the Let Them Theory, she reminds us that we can't stop the world from spinning, but we can stop giving it our peace of mind. Sometimes, the most radical act of strength is to whisper softly, let them. I hadn't even opened the book, and yet the title already touched something in me. Maybe because I've lived it. The struggle of wanting to let go, but not knowing how. There are moments when we hold on too tightly, when someone's tone, a word, or even a silence lingers longer than it should. We replay it in our minds, searching for meaning, trying to fix what can't be fixed or prove something that never needed proof. And the more we care, the more it hurts. One small misunderstanding, one careless comment, and suddenly our peace is gone. We start to argue in our heads, defend, explain, justify, as if calm is something we can earn by working harder for it. But the truth is simpler and harder. Peace doesn't come from control. It comes from release. The Let Them Theory is a quiet reminder of that. It's a way to stop pouring your energy into things and people that were never meant to carry it. It's about learning to let go, not out of indifference, but out of self-respect, to stop chasing understanding and instead return home to yourself. The phrase began as a short video, just 2 soft words, let them. But those words reached millions of hearts because they felt like permission. Permission to stop trying so hard. Permission to stop explaining. Permission to stop fixing. And finally, permission to rest. So as we open these pages together, maybe this isn't just about a book. Maybe it's about remembering that the peace we're chasing has been waiting inside us all along. The moment we simply let them. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you become free. Those words are so simple, you might miss them. But behind that simplicity is everything we've been running from. Control feels like safety, but it's a cage built out of fear. When you let go of the need to manage other people's choices, you finally have the strength to build your own. We've all had that day. Someone pulls away, someone doesn't text back, someone seems distant, and we start writing stories in our heads. Maybe they're upset. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I'm not enough. But what if, just once, you said, let them be distant, Let them feel whatever they feel. And then turn gently back toward yourself. Because the moment you stop chasing someone else's approval, you start hearing your own heartbeat again. Change begins the moment you move, even before you feel ready. That's how Mel Robbins discovered what became her 5-second rule. There was a morning when she could barely get out of bed. Debt, fear, and hopelessness pressed down like a heavy blanket. So she counted backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and simply stood up. It sounds small, but it changed everything. That tiny act broke the chain of hesitation. It taught her that courage doesn't arrive first. It follows action. We wait for motivation to appear, but motivation is born only after movement begins. If you can move once, you can move again. If you can choose once, you can rebuild a life. So when overthinking tightens around your chest, count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Step forward. Touch what's real. You can't think your way out of fear. You can only move through it. You can't control how others act. You can only control how long you let their behavior control you. We often believe freedom is found in changing other people, but freedom lives in the space between their action and your reaction. When someone criticizes you, breathe before you defend. When someone misunderstands you, pause before you explain. That single breath is power. It's where you choose who you'll be. There's another kind of pain we rarely talk about. You open your phone and see the photos, smiles, laughter, people you know together, except you're not there. You tell yourself it's fine, but the ache in your chest says otherwise. You weren't invited. You weren't remembered. We've all been there. And in that silence, the question whispers, why not me? But if you listen closely, another voice rises, softer, steadier. Let them gather, let them laugh, let them go. Because letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the quiet decision to choose peace over proof, to stop proving your worth to people who were never meant to measure it. When you stop begging to be included, you begin to find your way back to yourself. You remember that belonging was never about being invited. It's about standing where you are and saying, I'm enough, even here. So instead of waiting for someone to make space for you, create a life that already has room for your own joy. Breathe. Take one small step that feels like you. You're not waiting to be chosen anymore. You're choosing. Kindness without boundaries isn't love, she says. It's exhaustion. How many times have we said yes out of guilt? How often have we confused being agreeable with being kind? Boundaries are not walls. They are doors, not to shut people out, but to let peace in. They protect what's sacred inside you. When you whisper, let them, you're not closing off the world. You're saying, I know where I end and where I begin. You can love someone and still say no. You can be generous without being available to everything. The less you try to control, the more you gain control over yourself. Letting go isn't losing power. It's reclaiming it. Each time you stop trying to manage the unmanageable, you reclaim a little more space to breathe, to create, to live. And in that space, something new grows. Confidence without noise. A quiet certainty that you can handle whatever comes because you finally trust yourself to respond instead of react. In life, We move through countless relationships, and sometimes we lose ourselves trying to hold them all together. But in the end, the only thing we can truly change is ourselves. So release the need to control or to make anyone see you a certain way. Let people be who they are, and let yourself return to who you've always been. When you stop trying to change others, your heart grows lighter and stronger. Today, begin simply. Focus on what's truly yours to do. That's where real peace begins, and that's where freedom quietly waits. Thank you for spending this moment with me here on Silver Simplified. I hope your day unfolds gently, and that somewhere in the quiet, you remember to let them and come home to yourself.